Hello, day two of the Cursed Apple Patron Rumble. These teams have gotten a little bit familiar with each other, a little bit familiar with their opposition. And now we've got the final three games of our group stage. Remember, it's all to play for as we look at today's schedule. After today, we're going to find out our top four that will be meeting in a single elim bracket in on Sunday. Clairvoyance are going to be playing twice today on stream as well. I believe those are our stream games. So
Yep.
showcasing a little bit of everyone, and that 8 p.m. one is going to be a banger. You're going to want to stay around for that. We've got the Brexit geezer versus the Nifty B team, so that one's going to be a horror. All right, let's go over the standings. My name is Jace. Because I forgot to actually intro our casters, we'll look at standings, and I'm terrible at intros. I'll finally throw it to Zima. She's graciously joined us. Zima, say hello.
Hello. First time casting Deadlock, so be kind to me, guys. Yeah, I mean the first match, sorry, is gonna be a bit of a warm up. Both these teams are 0 and 2, and yeah, we're gonna be ramping it up from then onwards as the last match. Like you said, Jace, will be a banger. Both those teams are high on the leaderboard, and for
Yes.
the start, let's start with things easy. Eternal Clairvoyance versus the Unsundered, and I believe we are gonna start going into
Let's
the
have a look at the
rosters.
rosters. Yeah.
Yeah, Clairvoyance
So
has Victory, Duncan, Wind, Violet Rose, Farce, and Heck, and the Unsundered are sporting Foliage 57, Wi-Fi, Vinci, Nova, Esso, and Raven.
yeah, and it's important to note that we've got a couple of BPL regulars on the side. Obviously, more of an Overwatch event, but I do think that the Overwatch players have done pretty decent so far. They're definitely more aggressive. They definitely love a bit more of a brawl, a bit more of a team fight than some of our first time players that have come over. Well, because they like Deadlock as opposed to from BPL and have picked up Deadlock after putting an egregious amount of hours into Overwatch. Foliage, Wi-Fi, Vinci, very much a core that they've got going there. Yes, as you said, both of these teams currently 0 and 2. There's no draws in Deadlock. There's only a best of one, and that basically means, Zima, that one of these teams, their tournament will be over after tonight's games with a loss here. There's a high chance that both of them could, but you really do think that if they lose this, it's pretty much 99.5% done
Yeah,
after these evening games. But we're going to get into draft. Eternal Clairvoyance are going to choose first pick.
yeah. I mean, not too sure what they're gonna pick. I mean, I watch the fight night sometimes, not too regularly, but uh, from what I know, I've seen a lot of Venator being first picked. However, will Eternal Clairvoyance be picking that character first day? Is what we're about to find out.
Hmm.
Um,
I hope we've got a bit of a stall here on the bit of a stall on the draft, but yeah, we're just waiting. I'm actually not sure, but oh, we have a graphic that I can at least read off or reference. So before our lovely Nyatis pinged everyone probably about 3 hours or so ago to mention the pick ban rate. So we've got some beautiful data to go off. So from days one games, we've got a top five of characters, top five for heroes that were most banned or most picked. So at 92%, with Lash being slammed first pick 8 times, is, well, Lash. At number two, we've got Silver, 92% pick rate with 7 picks and 4 bans. Dynamo at three, Mina at four, and Pocket at five. So these characters basically appearing up for every single
yeah,
game that we've seen. That once again, that's Lash, Silver, Dynamo, Mina, and Pocket. So expect to see some of these characters, if not three of them, if not four of them, on either side. Of course, Deadlock kind of a small roster at the moment, right? But what
yeah.
do you think makes these characters so strong, particularly when you think about 6v6 team play, where everyone's
Well,
coordinated and they're playing a bit more on the same page than a random solo queue game?
Lash obviously one of the best team fight characters. Along with Pocket, they both have these AoE ults that can swing the fight in either direction. Dynamo as well, and really good initiator with the uh, Graviton ultimate. Silver, she's a very tanky hero. I mean, makes sense to pick her first to lock
Yes.
that role in. And we do see the silver ban from Eternal Clairvoyance, Shiv
That's
ban
another
coming
one.
out from Unsundered over here.
Yeah, yeah. Shiv's just an annoying character. One of
Yeah,
one of the few drain tanks that we've got, and souls are everything in this game. It's just an econ and a wave game. Deadlock,
yeah,
absolutely. There we go. That's another Lash first pick. One
yeah,
more. So we've got another silver ban. We've got another Shiv ban. We've got another Lash first pick. And this character's so strong at the moment. I was talking with one of the Lash players, Utter Woke Nonsense, of Utter Woke Nonsense earlier. I won't reveal quite who that is for starting, but they've got a Lash player that's confident on it. And they're saying basically sharpshooter, gun plus flog Lash is just really strong at the moment as a good engager. Not as much on the death slam, not as much spirit, but that sort of
mm,
more gun, and one base build as opposed to going for the whole, the good old Doomfist 125 get quaked on combo. But great response from Clairvoyance though, taking Wraith and Mina, so taking away a carry and a way to lock down the Billy with that, and a way to lock down with the Lash with that Wraith.
Well, I'm seeing already a carry picked up by Eternal Clairvoyance. The Unsundered, though, going for a little bit more of a team build in the first half of the draft, picking up Pocket alongside with Billy. Both of these characters can really like put out a lot of damage, but not as much as the gun carry in Wraith. I mean, but no, Pocket with the ultimate can really put out a lot of team fight potential here. And yeah, uh, but two carries on Eternal Clairvoyance means that they will need to pivot a little bit to those tanky roles. But Haze coming out, that is another carry. I mean,
It's another
they're
M1
gonna
carry, isn't it?
struggle. Yeah, they're gonna struggle with the soul um how they're gonna um distinguish those souls, because two characters already who are gonna be hungry for that
Yes.
soul, for those solo lanes. And Mina as well, she is more of a early team fight character, someone who's gonna roam a little bit more, but I mean, they're all gonna be really really soul hungry at the beginning of the game. A
Hmm.
um Yeah,
I
it's
think
interesting.
it's important to note that Wraith and Haze here are probably going to be operating on different lanes. They're going to be either side of the map. Probably
Yeah,
with Mina in mid, you've probably got your primary threats here locked in for Clairvoyance. Now, obviously, them being O2 means they've struggled so far. So I'm not quite sure if they're changing draft plan going in today or if they're saying, hey, let's just stick with it. I expected the Rem to come in. Clairvoyants definitely do need to pick up probably a frontliner or two on the 4-5 because they're going to be incredibly squishy, which is going to give Pocket and Billy, I think, an insane amount of value in these team fights. One thing we're seeing so far as an emerging trend is these games going a bit later, which is favouring scaling and it's favouring team fighting. The teams that are able to present an easy comp, which is I press my ultimate button, you press your ultimate button, you press your ultimate button, we layer three ults into a wombo combo, and then we just roll our faces across the ability keyboards and M1 them, and they go down. Super simple to play. Think about, Zarya ultimate plus Hanzo ultimate in Overwatch 1. Like super
yeah,
simple, fundamental, basics. And when you're this early, um, you're not practiced together. Those harder comps, those harder concepts, they really struggle to be introduced if they're able to be introduced at all. You just got to play something easy, something team fighting. And the Unsundered again are going with another pick here that will help support this very aggressive frontline centric combo. Pocket is going to have great backline access. As I said, we've
yeah.
got, think about our strong characters. We've got Silver, Dynamo, Lash, Pocket, and Mina. Those were our five. They are all present in this game. Now, two of them in the bans, but three of them have yet again popped up in our drafts.
Well, Paige can really pair well with Flash, as you said. The popular build right now is the gun uh, carry on the Flash character. However, 7 picked up by the Unsundered here. It's gonna be another big team fight ult coming out from the Unsundered. And okay, so Team Clairvoyance picked up the last 2 characters, Sinclair and Ivy, and I mean they don't have a tank really. They're going for quite a damage heavy composition with the Haze and Wraith and the Mina, and they're not really supporting it too well with the tanks. They're electing to put 2
Yeah,
supports, Ram and Ivy. I mean Ivy can be a gun carry, obviously, but I do think this
you don't really
makes
need it
more
here, do you?
yeah, it makes more sense to put the healing down. They get like some
I
items
think
like
Ivy's definitely going
sorry.
to be good because you're able to hit the lift. You're going to able to help side lane, right? You're going to be able to run
Yeah,
earn. You're going to be able to side lane. One of the benefits of having Ivy is that you should be on the side lane with your carry. Maybe slightly out of range difference, maybe chucking a kudzu to help clear the wave, to thin the wave down so that they can confirm the last hits. You can siphon a little bit of soulage that way, but Ivy can support. Now, this Unsundered comp is going to be, I think, very M1 heavy. It might be very W heavy as well, and the
yeah.
Kudzu Bomb could offer some aerial denial. It seems like the Mina and the Ivy are going to be the main forms of spirit damage this game. I'm not quite sure if um, the Ivy is going to be able to go for a spirit build, but there's a decent amount of characters that aren't the most. They are kind of mobile, to be fair.
We,
I'm interested to see, but I think the Ivy's going to be Tim Week anyway, so that's John Ivy over there, very much an Ivy
yeah.
one trick. So looking forward
Well,
to getting on that character and seeing what they can do.
Warden picked up as the last character for the Unsundered means that they have 2 tanks. This is gonna be quite. This team will be
And a
able to
lash as
absorb
well.
quite a lot of damage.
Yeah,
So if I mean Unsundered are going for an early win here. Clairvoyance needs a little bit of time to really get those carries going, and I mean, if they are allowed to, they're gonna be outscaling the Unsundered by a long
yeah,
shot. I mean, sure you have 7, you have Warden, but I mean some of these heroes are gonna start to fall off at the late stages of the game. So the Unsundered are really looking to win out the lanes as quickly as possible to get the ball rolling here. Clairvoyance needs to survive for quite a while here before they can really, I mean, get the machine going here.
I tell you where it's difficult, right? Deadlock does, of course, have many a way to come back into the game, obviously, with the urn being one of them. The idea with shutdowns, getting more souls for Fed members. But you can also snowball really hard as well. And my one worry for the Clairvoyance comp is there's just no traditional frontliner. Who's going to want to go in? And who's going to want to go in with them? Wraith, Mina, and Hayes can all absolutely go in. But normally you want some kind of CC. There's no like Abrams, there's no Mo and Krill, who I
Yeah.
thought for sure would have been an obvious pick for Eternal Clairvoyance. It can almost fix their comp. I think if you drop one of the Ivy or the Sinclair, I think if you have a Mo and Krill there, the comp instantly becomes 100x better. I think because you
Well,
know seven and pocket can just get they can get Mo and Krill comboed and look at all your damage. I think even one, it's like the league equivalent of slamming Ornn on 5. Your comp is kind of squishy. Just pick Ornn. Ornn will solve it. And Mo and Krill, I think, do something similar. So I'm interested to see what this Clairvoyance comp can do once we get out of lane Zima, because I'm not hopeful for it so far.
yeah. Well, Hayes could obviously, well, not really that obviously, but can be more of a supportive initiator rather than a carry. We've seen some pro players play that style of Hayes before. It's not out of the picture here. I mean, and that will really siphon the souls over to Wraith if you can manage to do that. But so far, it's looking like they're just gonna try to gun through the enemy opposition with those 2 picks specifically. And I mean, I don't know how their mid game is gonna look. Really, you do have obviously the scout apparently, the Ivy, who is looking quite Bostonian today, but who will be able to really fly over to the other lanes and help the
Wait, we've got a
other
custom
duos.
skin on. Wait, we've got a custom skin on. Hold up, that wasn't allowed. That's Billy, I assume. Because Billy's the one character's missing. Okay.
Billy,
No one
wait,
told.
where's
No.
Ivy? Oh, Ivy's on the other side. I see.
Yeah, Ivy's on the top. It's the Billy, isn't it? From the
Yeah.
Unsundered. Obviously, because you've got the bat. But
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I thought it was Ivy for a second. Don't know why.
ban this for the exact. It's okay, but hopefully there's a way that we can turn it off.
It's all good already. It's gotten just fixed just now.
There we go. Anyway, yeah.
Already
Cool
changed
skin.
it. Yeah. I mean, it does favor Eternal Clairvoyance a little bit so far. I've seen a little bit of more HP on their side, but so far not too crazy happening. Just
I see the enemy.
trying to pick up some souls here in lane. There's a little bit of fight going on in the middle. I mean, they're not gonna stick on it. They're gonna just chill back, relax.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ivy's very good early in lane. She's got really good secure. With that M1, is going to be able to, of course, buy healing right for herself and then attach it to her lane partner. Within the 7, basically 9 HP. Good lord,
Yeah,
single digit
something
HP
happened.
there.
On the right lane there, both teams have very weak players, and
Victory's
Ram
so far
elects
up.
to go back and
So aggressive.
Yeah, on the left side as well, there is a pick going the way of the Unsundered. That left lane is going to be pushed up. The Sinclair is going to have to clear the wave somehow. He's already half
Yeah.
HP though, so this is going to be a little bit more difficult. But I mean, the enemy team is not really gonna risk it all to get, I don't know, 100 damage on the Guardian there.
Yeah,
So-
the clairvoyant comp is very squishy. Vinci just managing to survive by like the skin of their teeth there. And this redirect bolt is actually so good at being a poke tool in lane. So the Sinclair, of course, got a really strong ultimate as well, going to be able to take away maybe a Storm Cloud or a Death Slam or an Affliction or anything
Yeah.
that they want. Even the Billy's ult is going to be a good form of CZ. And of course, look, they're behind cover, and the Sinclair still pokes them. It's going to be very important in helping get Eternal Clairvoyance through this laning phase. Whilst the next wave comes in, let's have a look at the lane matchup, shall we? Any that particularly pique your interest, Zima, here in our bottom right, as we now get, well, we've had confirmation of lane matchups for a while, but yeah, any that pique your interest, Eddie, you want to focus in on in this first 10 minutes or so?
Well, I do like the left lane for the Unsundered. The Page teamed up with this I'm blanking on the name Warden.
With the Warden? Yeah, with the
Yeah.
Warden, yeah.
I mean, are you really going the gun build with Warden here? I would assume usually you would go the Spirit build for the teamfight ultimate. But so far, he's picked up Rapid Round, or what is that name? What is that item called now? They might have changed it.
Oh. I'm actually not sure off the top of my head.
Yeah,
We've got
but the
a
one
Rapid-
that makes your bullets faster, I believe.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, increased bullet velocity anyway is the important thing.
Yeah, it's gonna mean that
Rapid rounds, I think.
Foliage is probably gonna go the gun build. I don't think it's rapid rounds. Rapid rounds makes your fire rate faster. I know that because I build it a lot on in Furnace.
It's important to mention that doesn't necessarily lock them into a build. It might just be something they get in lane to help them farm or hit a bit more trading. Foliage is going to be doing more gun damage early game naturally because, well, pretty much every character will be doing more gun damage than spirit damage early game. It's just sort of the natural trade-off. These first couple of levels is where your guns are doing. But it looks like the Warden's actually doing a little bit of decent damage themselves as 5 minutes we're waiting, the buff has spawned, so Victory knows the timings and has gotten
Yeah, Eternal
that
Clairvoyance actually
buff.
picking up both buffs here. That's going to be a big boon for them in the
They know the
next
timing.
3 minutes. Yeah. I mean, the Unsundered not even contesting those buffs, really. They're electing to stay in lane and farm up a little bit more, but will it even matter as, you know, everybody's back in lane now, and Eternal Clairvoyance have 2 buffs, and Unsundered have 0, so they're gonna be struggling a little bit in the next few minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. God, this stout skin is so goofy. You gotta remember that it's Billy the whole time. But Unsundered doing decently well early. Yeah, you can see that the Kudzu's coming in really to just try and zone off, try and pressure them. One of the best things about Ivy in that lane is that you can hit people that are behind cover. Deadlock in these early lanes got so much natural cover,
Oh.
but the Kudzu bomb can deny that. They can poke them out just for trying to secure XP. And this Lash falls really low here as they eat so much aggression. Are they going to be able to wrap around for the dive? Again, what I talked about, the hard cover, I don't think there's any tools on the side of the Rem or the Wraith to be able to go beyond the tower. Wind does have their ultimate, so does that Ivy as well. And of course you can get the carry, but that bomb ultimate doesn't do the least. Doesn't exactly do minimum damage. You can hit some pretty high base numbers early. Clairvoyance are coming up on a couple of ultimates here, but it looks like overall Unsundered definitely have their key ones online, as you can see with the icons underneath. So there's a small timing window for some of these Unsundered lanes to be able to trade Q buttons, and there's not really any response out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking over at Wi-Fi with the
Here's the
ultimate,
Death
but
Slam.
Slash going with the Death Slam early, trying to
We missed it
get
too.
someone off guard. And actually, the Ivy ult saves Wraith here.
Yeah, it does.
and
It's a
she
huge
does
save.
escape.
Wow, what a play from the Ivy. Instantly picked them up before 100 HP and just manages to fling them. Pretty much instantly cancels the fly, doesn't put her in the air any longer. It was a great play from Violet, heads up support play, because Victory cannot be dying there. They're going to get back into the fight very, very quickly. And it could have potentially saved a lot of pain for Clairvoyance there, who would have lost another death in the first 10 minutes. It's been quiet so far. Not as quiet as we initially seen in some games. There have been bloodbaths in these first 10 minutes, you know. Some games, Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, the souls are also very even. Both these teams going head to head, toe to toe. And I mean, nothing to split between these two teams as both are on 28k. I mean, Eternal Clairvoyance does pick up a Guardian on the right side. The Lash and 7th lane does lose that one out, and that will free up. I believe it is Ivy who's gonna go over, or no, Rem who's gonna go over to the middle
It's
lane.
the
That's
Rem.
gonna cause some pressure.
Yeah,
the
great
lane.
roam from the Rem, of course. Got her own mini vents that is able to sneak and zip between them super fast. Not really chaseable in between those mid lanes. And the minute you can get that 3v2, it's just going to be so much better. Obviously, the more numbers you have, the bigger advantage you can generate, whilst not...
Oh, I do want to focus on the left lane here, as Mina is falling quite low, and this Warden will have his ultimate ready and roaring. I mean, they are going to be causing a lot of pressure in this left lane, as well as Lash. Look at that. Going over to this lane, trying to force the Eternal Clairvoyance as far back as possible. Deathslam is not available just yet, but doesn't even matter, because look at how much pressure is being caused. Last Stand is copied from Farce, and I do want to see that lane, but we're gonna have to look over at Hayes, who is actually also pushing the blue lane in the meantime.
Yeah. And now we're seeing the Last Stand come in. Deathline combo. So buttons being pressed for Unsundered. It's going to result in a kill. It goes over to the page. It's not the most ideal, but a kill is a kill nonetheless. The Rem is taken down. And that's a kill in the mid lane as the 7, Vincey, can't really join the fight, but it doesn't matter. Eternal Clairvoyance, they have numbers over in mid lane, and they can't do anything with it. They overextend.
Yeah, but the left side Guardian needs to fall as soon as possible for the Unsundered. I mean, they're taking a lot of...
There we go.
Yeah, taking a lot of damage, but if you look over at the blue lane, I mean, the overcommitment on the left side is gonna cause them to lose the blue side Guardian. And I mean, it is a trade you're willing to make if you're Eternal Clairvoyance says you pick up the second Guardian here and you're looking quite good to go into the next stage of the game.
We can look at the mid lane and there's a clear outlier. So if my prod can hear me, can we get our eyes on Wind for a bit? Because that soul lead is ridiculous. Heck did a really good job of basically giving them as much solo XP and resources as soon as possible. It's the Wraith on the side of Clairvoyance that is absolutely the main player in this game right now. Basically 2k ahead of everyone else, right? Like the Unsundered, it's a similar soul lead. It's similar soul, sorry, there's no soul lead, but it's all split. And you can see this Wraith relentlessly farming. Going to be able to do so much in the mid game now just because of that pure advantage. Got camps galore as well. And it's important to note that they've got 1.8 unsecured, which means that whilst they do have 11k, their actual value, if they get into a fight right now, is only just over 10. So it's still doable, particularly if you have a numbers advantage. It's important when you're farming this hard to actually spend. But there's a fight going in. Here we go. The Billy hits the chain, but they walk right into the combo as well. Vinci finally manages to pop it, and they find a double kill, one of which was Wind. They didn't spend. They've lost a couple of souls there. So they've been unsecured from farming the jungle. That is the backwards and forwards. That is almost the gambling game. Wind spent such an aggressive time farming, did so well in these first 11 minutes to accrue that soul lead, and then just ran into a combo of Chain Gang and Stormcloud.
Yeah, I mean, they're still really far ahead of the enemy competition, of like everybody on the server, but the lead is going to diminish a little bit with that death as they drop a huge bag by the looks of things. I mean, at this point, what Win needs to do is just go farm and...
Oh, match stunned.
Okay, I mean, they're gonna be fine.
Yeah, they're good.
But look at the pressure in the mid lane. 3 people, almost 4. This pocket, of course, can just go over there as well, very close. But they're not really pushing it. They're staying safe here as Victory. Searching for the slash. The slash, it does go very low, but is able to escape because this Billy pulls enough attention away from the pocket.
Yeah, and it's important as much as we're focusing on the action on screen. There's a little bit of just a NA ram going on here in the classic North America fashion. Important to see what's going on in the side lanes. Look who's in the side lane. It's the Wraith from Eternal Clairvoyance. Now, it's a balancing act because whilst this Wraith is farming, the team, the rest of Clairvoyance, need to make sure that they're not actively losing the game whilst their Wraith is getting strong, because eventually that Wraith is going to show up. It's going to be nasty. And speaking of nasty, it's another monster engage from the Lash of the Unsundered.
Yeah, great death slam there. Everybody low on the side of Clairvoyance, and there the chase countdowns come in. 1 kill for Unsundered. Will that be more? Will that be converted into the Guardian kill? It looks like it will be likely to happen, but over on this side, I mean, the farming is commencing for both the 7 and the Warden here. Bullet Dance coming in, doing a lot of damage, but not finding any kills just yet. Although, as I said, that Nova does fall in the end.
Wind is 1 HP as well. Did they get out? Yeah, they did.
Ooh. Yeah, barely. And yeah, I mean, the soul lead on Wind is growing by the second. 15k. The last time I checked in with that number, it was 11 when they were dead, but it's growing.
That's deadlock mid game for you. They've been about a 1k ahead of Vinci on the Unsundered all game, and a good 2 or 3k ahead of everyone else. But it's showing up to these fights. They've been missing. They've been out of action in these fights because they have been on the side lane. So Clairvoyance getting a little bit disrupted here, either allowing themselves to be caught, Unsundered disregarding the Wraith and saying, hey, you can farm all you want. We're early game focused. If you're going to leave your Wraith in that side lane, we know where they are. They don't have the best roaming ability. They're not the most mobile. Whilst you're in the side lane, we're going to go and force a fight mid. We're going to go and force an engage. And yes, you can have the most souls in the lobby, but if they're not in the fight, that soul count is basically 0. Because, hey, you're not going to damage us.
Well, that advantage really isn't showing up too much right now because the Guardian is still standing in the middle. And look at that kill. Bind picking up the kill onto Wi-Fi, who was just trying to farm the Sinners. Here in left side jungle, there is a fight going on as well. Wind trying to survive after getting that kill is able to TP out with the card trick, and you know it's a
Look at
tense
Vinci, by the
battle
way.
here.
There's no one answering Vinci right now. This is some classic side lane gameplay. Everyone gets so fixated on the map. The minute the second the one team starts getting push and pull,
Ooh.
and the minute stuff like this happens, it's when the map completely falls apart. Remember, it's an objective-based game. You can win a game of Deadlock without doing 0 player damage. It's going to be difficult, but it's not impossible. Vinci gets so much value here, and whilst Foliage
wow.
potentially dies for it, there might be an opportunity
Okay.
now for the Unsundered to get punished
Yeah,
as a
take
win,
this left
looking
side
at Walker
guardian.
himself.
Only
Yeah.
Billy defending that lane, and look
They
at
can't do
the
anything.
damage going in from this team.
Good
The
chain
chain
gang.
gang comes in, but it's not really that good. The pocket ultimate does catch everybody off guard, and this is a really good start for
they got the
Eternal's
Walker.
Girl. Yeah, this is a great start for the Unsundered fight. I mean, Wind is going back in on half HP. This might be a little bit premature, as they still are afflicted, but it does wear off eventually. And
the healing is
the
good.
damage is still happening from this raid.
Much damage.
Oh, and it is getting converted into kills. Eventually, 2 players down for the Unsundered, and I mean, Eternal
Nova killed
Clairvoyance.
mid. Nova killed
Yeah.
mid and got the Guardian while all this was going on as well. Fights going on all areas of the map. Unsundered's comp is definitely a lot better grouped as a core versus Clairvoyance's, but they're the ones that are splitting off all around the map as Vinci gets a kill on Violet on the side lane. Look at how deep that minion wave was, but Vinci didn't care. They're 19k versus 14k, you know, carry versus support. That's an easy kill onto the
Yeah.
Ren. Just stop that little fucker. Lights out. Go back to spawn and think about what you've done. Ivy dead.
Well, yeah, what is that little gremlin doing in the right side lane at this point in the game alone? I mean, you're not taking the farm there. You were just pushing out the lane, trying to, you know, fix those waves, and you know you get caught off guard.
Yeah. Right
And
now,
at this
it
point,
feels like
Unsundered-
Vinci versus Wind a little bit, but the Unsundered support cast, I think, is actually better, even though they are down 5k in souls.
yeah, do favor Unsundered at this moment in the game because they have 2 fat players. I mean, they have a fat player in Vinci, but their
The
team
Warden's
fight right
good here.
now.
The Warden's strong here. The Warden is very strong here as well.
Yeah, I mean, Mina on the other side could be a counteract to Warden. You know, you can just use your ultimate and silence him from using his before the fight even starts and get that kill outright. But what I'm looking over is literally just Wincy with a Storm
Yeah.
Cloud. I mean, these fights in the next few minutes are going to be very Unsundered favored. This comp is meant to fight at this point in the game, and Eternal Clairvoyance needs to really just not get caught off guard. It's easier said than done, though, as I mean, there's a fight brewing on the right side near the
Ivy
Walker
picks
of
up
Unsundered.
Titanic Mag. Yeah, I'm not actually sure what this Ivy is building. We've got Titanic Mag. We've got extra slot as well. So as I said, we're seeing resources
it's gun
available on the
Ivy.
map for the Ivy. Yeah, it kind of is gun Ivy, isn't it? Which is
It is definitely gonna be, yeah. The
It's a-
Tesla
another
bullets is
M-
all picked up. for
yeah,
this
another
Ivy.
another M1 carry potentially, but I mean into the Unsundered comp, it's what you need. There's a chance that Clairvoyance might just have too much damage as well. I mean, that's the thing with Gun Ivy, right? Like you do have a decent amount of utility. Your 2 when you max it is absolutely ridiculous, and of course the Stone Form, great survival tool, great CC sword, of course the
Great
fly.
damage onto the Sinclair there from this Warden to save this Sinner sacrifices. 7, the carry on the Unsundered falls down so early. Clairvoyants are up at carry. And now the map
That's
opens
big.
up for this team. And
Yeah.
I mean, the lanes aren't pushed that far up, but you have 30 seconds to do so. And I mean, find a fight somewhere here, but 3 people for some reason pushing up
Did we
the
see
left lane.
Urn
There is no
secured
blocker
there?
there.
Did we see Urn secured there for Clairvoyance, or did they just get a heap of souls for the shutdown onto Vinci?
I'm not sure.
Because
I think they're waiting for
mid-boss
the urn
is-
right now.
Mid boss is now live. Ernie's just been spawned. There we go.
Okay.
And this is a big objective for teams to fight over. Mid boss at 20 minutes is now available.
Well,
As buffs have been secured by Clairvoyance as well. So in this mid game here, this comp that I thought initially was squishier is going to have a harder time. Is doing really well around the map. Ivy going for the earn run herself, not really something that you see. Normally, you can still fly. You can still got the fly, and they've got it available. So they might try and take it in a safe area just because they're around, and then pick someone up and fly them there. But if not, they might just be able to hit the home run. They might just be able to go all the way, take it the full length of the park, as they say, and just get a free drop themselves. And maybe Clairvoyance can, drop it off with the Ivy, immediately have her go into Stone Gargoyle form and force a fight after. We've got a little bit of camping going on from the Unsundered for this urn, but
the urn is in the enemy territory. It's very dangerous.
There we
going on,
go.
but it does get secured.
huge
Storm
Storm Cloud
Cloud
up though. This is
Coming
massive.
out from Wednesday
victory
here,
as well.
doing so much damage. Victory
Victory
and
cleaned up
fire
too.
throws falling so low, but when picking up a kill onto Nova, I mean, this team fight is going so well for Clairvoyance so far. 4 people picked up. Oh, the Wraith does get stunned here, and now they can go for the
5 for
Walker.
3. Yeah, it's a 5 for 3 trade Unsundered. I thought they sort of caught them, Clairvoyance, with their pants down. I thought they got them with the massive combo of the Storm Cloud. I thought came in for Vinci was massive, but it was actually Victory that got so many kills before ultimately they lost their life with the bullet dance. And now you blink and you'll miss it because Wind is at 32k and there is no one else anywhere close on the side of Unsundered. This Wraith is just going to dictate this game, and they're dictating it all the way to a mid boss.
Yeah, mid boss is gonna be a massive boon here for Eternal Clairvoyance. I mean, Wind on 32k, like you said, but also Duncan on 25k. I mean, there are higher fed characters on the Unsundered, namely that Warden, but I feel like at this point in the game, Mina is gonna be probably one of the strongest characters at 26k. Wind obviously gonna be a little bit stronger than that, but that's all good for Internal Clairvoyance.
The
They're
Unsundered are
marching
struggling to
ahead.
farm. Unsundered are struggling to farm at the moment, and it's slowly bleeding them dry as Wind is, as I talked about last stream, the concept of farming backwards. Once you get a kill, you take their jungle, then you take your own, because it's a double deny. You get stronger off taking their jungle, and you deny their jungle as well. So it's 300 gained and 300 lost for the enemy team. So that's a 600 difference right there, even though it doesn't quite feel like it at the moment. And again, Clairvoyance they have such an easy win con, right? Like, just continue to let Wind farm until they reach a break point, and then look to go, now that you've got mid boss secured. Well, did they secure mid boss? Am I tripping? No, they did do mid boss, surely,
no.
right? Or did they get off it?
They did not. They
got
I
off
think they
it.
made him. I think they made it scream, but I'm not too sure on that one either. Either way, the mid boss is quite low in the middle. If either team who wants to pick it up and surprise the enemy,
It'll have healed up. I imagine it'll have healed up. Maybe Clairvoyance just dropping the mid boss altogether, going for aggressive wave pushes instead.
Well,
And this Gun Ivy should be really good for Wind late game as well. That too is going to give the Wraith so much attack speed.
I mean, at this point, do you even need a mid boss? You are gonna outscale your opponent here if you're Eternal Clairvoyance and you're up so much. The Unsundered really needed to win this match.
You're up 22k.
Yeah, they really needed to be ahead by this point, but
Yes.
by this point they're behind. And this little fight, oh, what a barrier here from Wind onto the Billy. Does get
Essel is
Death
so
Slam.
squishy.
Yeah, but gets away in time.
Pocket dead.
Picks up the kill into pocket as well, and this Alash is sleeping, and more kills are going the way of Eternal Clairvoyance here, as
Duncan showing
so
up
much
big too.
damage being rained down by this card trick. And there's still more to go. 600 HP on this Wraith though.
So low. Yeah, this Affliction
Does
isn't going to
survive.
kill, but it's literally like a couple of autos, isn't it? But yeah, well played to
That should be
Remjamin,
mid-boss.
Snooze and Yahoo. That's a crazy name. Well played to the little Remjamin there and Duncan. Huge combos in that fight as well. As you said, it's not just the Wraith anymore now, and now we're at a point where it's not just the Wraith, it's also the Mina. And that's a world of pain for the
Well, not just
Unsundered. And
the
I think
Mina.
they're really close to losing this now.
I
If not,
think
they've lost it already.
everybody's
Yeah.
out farming everybody on the side of Eternal Clairvoyance compared to
Nova
the
at
Unsundered.
Nova
Even the
18k,
little
25
Ram.
minutes in is.
Even the little Ram is outscaling. I mean, Billy and I'm sorry, not outscaling, outsoloing, I guess if that's a word. Outscaling basically everybody on the enemy team. 10k ahead of the counterpart in Page. I mean, this is a huge lead, and I mean, at this point, 50k is probably not gonna be comebackable for.
I mean, it's like
Unsundered.
it's like what? It's like a 40. Yeah, it's like basically like an over a 40k soul lead,
Yeah.
which is absolutely huge for Clairvoyance now. And even though their comp is squishier, you'd think with that much of a soul lead that it's probably just going to
Yeah.
be game set and
Well,
match. And
This
Clairvoyance,
is the last
they,
ditch effort here. Gonna be
they fought.
by the Unsundered as they
Yes.
earn.
Let's
If
see.
Clairvoyance gets too cocky here on the earn turn in, this might spell disaster. But I mean, the chances of that happening aren't too big, as like we've been alluding to. They have so much soul advantage here, and they can just power through this. Maybe they are trying to here. The fight is gonna start off with the stun onto Foliage, who does fall down. A man advantage for Eternal Clairvoyance here means that they will have a very easy turn in. I mean, their ultimate is coming out from Unsundered, but will that be enough? As the copy coming out here on the chain gang, it gets so much value, as it is gonna be a team vibe. Okay, nearly a team vibe, as Pocket does get away on 1 HP here, but the earn turn is there, and nobody is alive for the Unsundered. And you still have all 3 Rejuves. You can just push this in all the way. I mean, I'm not even sure why Sinclair is going back. You can just use up that trinket in the sorry, not the trinket. What am I talking about? The mid boss buff to just heal up. But I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day here. They're gonna get the stage 1 patron at the very least. And yeah, at this point, nothing that Unsundered can do here.
Not really, and this game has been decently quick. Sometimes even teams with this much of a lead are hesitant to end the game, but they're literally like 60k up, right? So like 70k up. So just go and end it. There shouldn't be so much. You know, you're such a ridiculously far ahead.
Okay, win goes low here. I mean,
It
does
doesn't
get
matter.
away eventually. Not even a single Rejuve crystal pop, as Essel is the last one standing, dies on that Billy eventually, and
There we go.
Patron
This is
gonna fall.
Eternal Voyance keep their tournament hopes alive. They are not dead yet, and it's looking very, very unlikely now for the Unsundered, who drop to 0-3, and that all but dooms them for one of the bottom 4 places in their bracket. Clairvoyance keep themselves alive and in with a chance, in with a small sniff. And all importantly, they get their win on stream. So congratulations to them. This was a dominant performance. From about 15 minutes on, they just completely took over this lobby. I was worried about the draft, but ultimately, hey, if they're just 6 better players, then they're going to be able to dominate.
Hey, if you have 20k, if you're 20k ahead on the rate, it doesn't matter what comp you have, as long as you are able to click heads, and that's what Wind was able to do on this hero. And you know, I mean, the draft wasn't the prettiest thing that I've ever seen in my life, but if it gets the job done, don't fix it, I guess, as Clairvoyance pick up the first win of their tournament run. And the Unsundered are unwin. Unwin? It sounded better in my head. They have 0 wins. And yeah, it's quite dire for them. But they still have, I believe, 2 matches to go.
Yeah, they do. They're gonna play 2 more games tonight, of course, and this will all but confirm their check out from. But it happens, you know. They put up a good fight. They had a chance mid-game, but I think ultimately the way that Clairvoyance controlled the resources on the map, it's a MOBA classic, a MOBA staple. And we've got another game to get into here. So we're going to have a good break as well, which will give a chance for people to rest and reset and do all that. So Thank you guys again. This was another Kappa game. This one was admittedly a bit of a stomp from about 15 minutes on, but you're going to get that with tournaments at this level. Excellent showing from Clairvoyance, though. I would give probably MVP to the Wraith on this one. It was just such a thorn in the side of Unsundered. All right. Probably see you guys in 15 to 20 minutes when we get our next game on stream. So, come back then, and the Cursed Apple Patron Rumble match 4 will resume after this small break.